I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting order, start with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Next is approval of today's agenda.
Makes a motion to approve the agenda.
Lance, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of minutes of 5/28/2024.
Make a motion to approve the May 28, 2024 minutes.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of claims for payment.
Lance, I'd make a motion to approve the claims for payment as presented dated June 3rd, 2024.
Move it seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve the motion to take Rivers Trail ATIIP grant application resolution number 2024-16 from the table.
I'd make that motion.
I will second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So off the table now, we got the application in front of us, resolutions.
So Lance, I go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 2024-16.
I have two of them here. Which one are you talking about?
Let's see here.
So the original one,
The revised version,
okay, a little bit smaller,
correct?
it's been moved
I'll second it.
and seconded. Any discussion?
Deb, would you be happy to explain what, from your perspective, from an economic development perspective, what we've got in front of us today?
Right, the grant application is a federal grant application that is joint with the city of Marshalltown. Marshalltown is taking the lead on this application. So we are asking in the grant for $12 million to complete the trail system from Eldora, or excuse me, it would be Eldora to the city of Marshalltown. So the fundraising on a local level is in full motion today. The grant application is due June 17th. Again, this does not commit the city, or excuse me, the county to any funding obligation at this time. You know, if you're awarded a grant application, the intent can then be reviewed at that time of the award. So we've been working closely, like I say, with the city of Marshalltown, them taking the lead, working with Taylor as far as, you know, engineering and the support of the application and the things that are needed. So far, the fundraising has gone great locally, as well as in Marshalltown, the community in the county of Marshalltown as well. So we're very appreciative of that. We're excited. Any other questions that
Our goal was 500,000, right, for fundraising?
on the local level? Yes. On the local Eldora level, yes.
And-
You know, county.
Do you know where we're at today?
I believe Steve has moved the thermometer up to about 300,000. We meet today at noon and we might have an updated number for you after that, because there again, with this fundraising campaign, people are allowed to make pledges for up to 3 years. And many have done so through the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation and mailed in those pledges or mailed in their checks directly to the Iowa Natural Heritage Foundation, as they are our fiscal kind of agent pass through for this process. So hopefully today I'll have a little bit, you know, more numbers that I can share with you folks as we continue our efforts. In fact, as soon as we're done here, I need to leave because I have an appointment to ask for some money. So.
Daryl, did you have any comments?
No, I
Okay,
just in support of the revised version.
Okay, and thanks for putting eyes on that, Daryl. I have a couple of comments. I had a really productive meeting with Councilwoman Callaway Morton on Friday. It was very productive, couple hours that we were able to sit down and not only did we talk about the fundraising aspect, but the economic impact potential. As well as, you know, it's just some of the formalities that have to happen before we can even take this a step farther. And then yesterday, had a brief conversation with Deb about this. The person that I'm missing and got to get a hold of sooner than later is Mayor Greer from Marshalltown. I get the Times Republican newspaper, and so I read the comments. There is a lot of traction there. I would encourage anybody to go look. From Hardin County, this is gonna go through the rail bed into Marshall County, and then the trail currently ends out off of Summit Boulevard at Radio Tower Road. And so if you go towards the Veterans Home off of Highway 330, take Summit Boulevard into Marshalltown, Radio Tower Road, there's a big radio tower there. And you'll see that's where their pavement ends. There's a definite dead spot in the trail. So that's the geographic layout. Carrie also discussed, you know, potential businesses. I know that land or a spot was secured in Gifford at the old cafe by a local person to develop there. There's also been talk of interest here in Eldora of putting something near the or located on the fairgrounds, near the fairgrounds, vending machines and a bicycle workstation at Memorial Park. So I think all the pieces are falling into place. It still is going to come down to the city council, Eldora City Council, ourselves, and the fair board sitting down to.
That's a different issue.
Right, but to hammer out the details. So those would be my comments, Lance.
Any other comments? Hearing none, roll call.
BJ,
Aye.
Renee,
Aye.
Lance,
Aye. Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve the appointment of Ellis Township Clerk.
Okay. So the clerk, I had a series of phone calls and texts and with people willing to engage in the Ellis Township positions. So the first, I'd like to make a motion of Lynn Lee, who is currently a trustee that would like to resign and move into the clerk position.
Interesting. So I think we need his resignation first.
Correct.
Put
So
that on next week's.
that's fine. And then,
Do the township clerk position at the same time then,
okay,
next week, I think.
Well, we can do the clerk's position because we have an opening.
right.
But appoint him, so he'd be both for a week.
So we can't appoint him as the clerk until, I said that wrong, didn't I? You can't appoint him as a clerk until he resigns from the trustee.
Okay,
So that can go out next week. So we
Right.
still have an opening trustee right now.
right.
Yes,
Okay, so I'm going to hopefully let my motion fail for lack of a second.
Motion fails, lack of a second.
Okay, next item would be the appointment of Ellis Township trustee, Cammie Axtell.
that's your motion.
Yes,
Okay, I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? She's reached out to us before for this position. I think she'd be very good at it. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Motion carries. And then before we go on, do we have another
we do,
for the other trustee?
correct.
Okay,
Can we do that?
next week.
Okay,
All right. Moving on. Consideration to approve setting time and date for public hearing, 23-24, I think. June 24th was our,
projected date.
yeah,
Lance, I'd make a motion setting June 24th, 9:02 AM, in the large conference room of the Hardin County Courthouse for fiscal year 23-24 amendment.
I will second it.
it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is consideration to approve final CD bid for Hardin County employee public health plan trust funds. We had a few options on this one. I don't know where you guys want to be at. Do you want a long-term, short-term?
Chandra, before I make a motion, I had a question. Because you help administer the plan, would you prefer a 12-month?
I think that's the best rate.
Right, it is the best rate,
Yeah.
and it doesn't lock us into if we have a huge increase or something like that.
The 1.31
I did,
rates. I don't know if I only have one copy. I know, can't remember if I emailed the 1.3s. I know I gave you the 1.4s earlier.
okay,
It's not a whole lot of difference
Yeah.
between 3 and 4. I mean, how much you're gonna get a year.
okay. So.
Only because they had that Two River one's money probably in October.
Okay.
They got it last year.
Right, just to notice, People's Savings Bank Wellsburg is on here. We solicited Hardin County Banks, but they have their branch in Cleves.
Cleves.
Yep.
Yep.
So I just wanted to make sure that that was out there. With this being said, it appears that Greenbelt Bank and Trust has a 12-month term at 5.3%. That's 0.15% greater than the second, which was People's Savings Bank. So with that said, I'd make a motion to approve the investment with Greenbelt Bank and Trust for a 12-month term at 5.3%.
I will second it.
For how much? The
Uh,
the
Let
1.3,
me, just been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay.
the 1.3 amount then, not the 1.4.
correct. In the amount of 1.3 million.
Do you care if it just is paid once a year or you want it paid every quarter?
I would ask that you talk to Michelle and Jolene about how they prefer it be.
I don't think you can need the money every quarter.
No,
You just give them more interest.
if you roll it through.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say annually then, unless Michelle or Jolene have any
things are gonna
issue.
need it sooner.
Correct.
I would say annually because this is. This is just our insurance pool of money we don't utilize anymore. It's in case we ever go back to full. 100% insured, self-insured. It's, right now, it's just the money that we set aside for us, Eldora, Ackley, Hubbard, Reba Home Care. Landfill recycling. Eldora.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all our money.
Right.
I might have missed one.
The alcohol's got,
IFADC,
Yeah.
yeah,
since we switched our way of insurance company, this is just money that's dormant, sitting there collecting interest. Can help support with insurance rate hikes.
Yep.
True.
So I think annually is fine. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is public health plan, consideration to approve utility permit UT 24013 for Midland Power Co-op.
I'd make a motion to approve UT 24-013.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
This is boring across JJ Avenue through the right of way, replacing the existing overhead line.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is acknowledge receipt of sheriff's monthly report, May.
Motion to acknowledge the receipt of the sheriff's monthly report for May.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have a change of status, secondary roads.
Motion to approve the change of status for Brayton Diedrich, effective June 3rd, 2024. It is a resignation.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Just see the employee.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Other business.
I have nothing.
Public comments.
No.
I can ask for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries for adjournment.